CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Thursday, April 7th, 2016. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. There's been another airbag-related death. An airbag produced by the Takata company in Japan. A Texas teenager was killed last week on March 31st when the Takata airbag in her Honda Civic ruptured in a crash. This now brings the number of deaths in the U.S. linked to the supplier's defective airbag to 11. Honda said that the vehicle had been recalled multiple times since 2011, but the airbag had never been repaired. The teenager was driving on a state highway outside Houston on March 31st when she struck the car in front of her. Police said it was not a severe crash, it was a minor accident, but it caused the airbag to explode. There was a piece of metal that hit the driver's artery, killing her. The defective airbags have led to a large and complex safety recall. 14 car makers have recalled 28 million airbag inflators, the metal that contains the propellant that explodes the airbag. The propellant is called ammonium nitrate. It can become unstable over time when it's exposed to moisture. Takata said in a statement that it's deeply sorry for all fatalities and injuries that have occurred in any case where a Takata airbag inflator has failed to deploy as intended. Nephila, the big Bermuda ILS company, has a syndicate at Lloyd's, as we know, Syndicate 2357. This is their second full year of operation, and they declared a profit of $16.7 million for 2015, doubling their profit for 2014. Gross written premiums also doubled, up to $73 million. Syndicate began to pay its first claims, which came to some $17 million in 2015. Here's the interesting fact. Investment returns provided $6 million of income, double the $3 million earned in 2014. Now, part of that doubling is, of course, due to the increase in premium, which gives them more money to invest, but the fact that they were able to produce that kind of an investment jump is impressive. Meanwhile, profits at Catlin's flagship Syndicate 2003 dipped about 89% year-on-year, down to $53.8 million. According to Catlin, the insurance business turned a loss amid challenging market conditions. Their underwriting ratio dipped about 7.7 points, down to up to 56.7%. Catlin said this was a result of low premiums and an increase in attritional losses compared to 2014 as a result of several large losses, including, guess what, Tianjin and the UK flooding. There's a new product that's floating around. You might not have heard about it, but Marsh has. It's called M&A insurance. Intense competition for assets have created a boom in mergers and acquisitions, and one of the things that has popped up is the proliferation of M&A insurance. According to Marsh, buyers and sellers bought about $11.2 billion of cover last year, 45% more than in 2014. The policies give protection against the risk of nasty surprises for the buyer once the deal's been completed. A Marsh analyst said 20 years ago the M&A insurance product was pretty rudimentary. Over time, the product's been developed into something that can be used as part of a tactical approach to mergers and acquisition. Data released by AIG showed that last year, about 14% of the policies sold actually resulted in a claim. The same broker said that this is important for the market to show that the policies will pay and gives people comfort. Aon Benfield is saying that 7 severe U.S. convective storm events in March impacted every part of the United States, and also found that it produced some $3.5 billion in overall losses. Insured losses were about $2 billion. The Insurance Council of Texas have estimated already that insured losses for the state alone are going to be about $1.1 billion. Public employees in Venezuela are being given long weekends in a bid to stave off a national power crisis. President Nicolas Maduro said last night he signed a decree giving state workers a Friday furlough for the next 2 months. He said he hopes this will cut back energy consumption by 20%. Venezuelan government officials have been warning for weeks that the water level behind the nation's largest dam has fallen to near its minimum operating level. 70% of Venezuela's power comes from hydroelectricity. The European Central Bank is in a little bit of a conundrum. They're officially denying that they have no plans to hand money out for free to the public. This is an interesting story. There's something called helicopter money, which was thought up by the economist Milton Friedman, who in a column many years ago wrote, "Let us suppose that one day a helicopter flies over this community and drops an additional $1,000 in bills from the sky." Mario Draghi, the European Central Bank president, said last month that the concept of helicopter money was very interesting. Europe is struggling with very, very low inflation rates and is desperate to try to increase the inflation rate. However, the central bank said yesterday that the policy of helicopter money, which involves direct distribution of cash by central banks to the public, is not even being discussed. It's not on the table. The German finance minister said it would tear gaping holes in central bank balance sheets. Meanwhile, we don't have any reports of Europeans lining up outside the ECB bank in Frankfurt waiting for their helicopter money. Very interesting concept. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.